All right, everybody, welcome back to the Nutrition Coaching Secrets Podcast Special Edition. We are talking open workout 21.2 fueling strategy. And I think the last time I did an open workout where I actually gave a shit was probably like the last time I did one of these fuel strategies. So it's been a while on both sides. And I think tonight's announcement actually reminded me why I just haven't given a fuck, because I watched it and my low back was already tight and like it instantly hurt way worse just watching the fucking movements because I remember how bad it was. My hope is that your mobility is not nearly as bad as mine, and that you actually can squat and squat into your dumbbell snatch, because obviously hinging is a horrible idea. But this is an interesting one for number two. I knew it was going to be a breather. I knew it was going to be one where the limiter was not strength. I knew the limiter was going to be engine, because the first one really had nothing to do with engine. The first one was more of a muscular endurance test. So you knew it was going to happen. Obviously, the barbell is going to come into play in week 3. We understand that. So it's an interesting time, man. It's a different dynamic that you only have 3 weeks to deal with. And so I think that we're going to be a little bit, I don't know, different is the word. And so first of all, I don't think last week's workout was intense relative to the nervous system. So if I was working with you, I probably wouldn't have increased your overall calorie intake to offset any sort of recovery debt. Even if you attempted last week's workout twice, I don't really think a massive recovery debt, if any at all. And if there was any increase, it was just where you were relative to your training periodization. You're really going for it in the open. And like, this is like your massive peak, right? Then maybe I would have. And there's some benefit to that, right? Because obviously I think if you're heavier this week, obviously that's more weight on your body that you're hinging with. That's more weight that you're jumping onto the box with. And I don't really think that's advantageous. I also think coming into a breather workout with more body weight than you're used to is going to diminish the effects of your cardio. And I don't think that would be advantageous. So I think that CrossFit, whether they realize it or not, set you up to be successful, whether you're fueling appropriately or not. They set you up to actually be successful and have a good chance to PR in this workout. All right. So the big thing up until this point is I really don't think you should have made any nutritional changes. If during 21.1, I certainly think you should have had extra recovery after each workout. So we talk our how to fuel for the open series, but if you would have maybe had an extra 25, 50 grams of carbohydrates post-workout each attempt in 21.1, I think that would have been sufficient. Hopefully, you recovered quite a bit. Whether you realized it or not, there was some, unless you got a perfect hollow position, there was some low back of 21.1. So that might carry over. I know me, I'm nursing a pretty sore back because I did do 21.1 on Monday. So yeah, I think that you're at a very foundational standpoint. Now, here's the deal. I do believe that you need some extra carbs in the gas tank to fuel this one maximally. If you guys watched the open announcement, Justin Medeiros just fucking went full send, and man, was it cool to watch. Homeboy went out. He said, hold my beer. I'm going to go. I'm going to be done in 10 minutes. I'll be right back to finish this motherfucker. And he did it. And man, hats off to him, because that was just an impressive performance. 4 seconds off the best time in 2017, which was really, really cool. I think that having more carbs in the gas tank will give you that push. But again, going back to what I said earlier, you want to be lighter. So here's my recommendation. If you are doing this tomorrow, I would get in an extra 40, 50, 60 grams of carbs tonight before you go to bed. Just simple carbohydrates are fine. Not something that is going to leave you with a massive inflammatory response. Remember, your back is prone to blowing up. So this is not the time to use the open as an excuse to go pile into sugar, okay? I get it. Most of the time when we're in season, the source of the carbohydrates, not that big of a deal. Let me tell you, if you're prone like I am to an inflammatory response from sugar, now is not the time to sugars. So instead, get some solid carbohydrates in, load them earlier in the day tomorrow, And this is one of those workouts where I remember James Fitzgerald used to say, you want to show up chewing bees, right? He wanted you hungry. He wanted cortisol through the roof. And I always loved that approach. And I think this is one of those workouts where you need that. You're not going to under a barbell. You're not going to need to feel heavy moving anything. These dumbbells are super light. The only thing you're going to be moving is your body weight. So load your carbs earlier in the day. Make sure you're ready to rock and roll. If you're somebody that doesn't love the feeling of being super hungry, I would say a high molecular weight carbohydrate about 30 to 45 minutes out, start sipping it along with some BCAAs. That way you got a little bit in your stomach. You have that immediate glucose to call on. This is glycolytic exercise to the max, like period, the end. The better your threshold is, right? The more your fueling threshold, the more fuel you have readily available. Amazing. Those of you guys that have periodized your nutrition for a long time, if your hormones are in a good place, and you show up semi-fasted, you have that cortisol to call on, amazing, right? Go to that place. It's okay. We only have one more week after this. Go to that hormonal place. So this is where you really have to know yourself as an athlete. You know, if you're in a good hormonal place, the recommendation is simple. Like I said, extra 40, 50, 60 grams of carbs tonight. Load your carbs early tomorrow. Probably not eating at least within 2.5, 3 hours of this workout. Show up relatively fasted. Have that hunger response high. Hit it hard. Just go full send. Trust that you have that fuel in you. When you get done, 1,000,000%, guys. This hit your CNS harder in 2017 than most people realized. I actually remember predicting that. So double up your carbohydrate intake. So if you're 25, hit 50. If you're 50, hit 100 post-workout, especially if you have any inclination that you're going to be redoing this. If you are going to be redoing this, you're going to look for a Friday, Monday strategy. Okay, so attempt number 1 on Friday. You're going to want to extend that recovery window all the way into Saturday. So your Saturday intake will be higher, but the majority of those carbs will be consumed earlier in the day. Sunday is going to be back to like a base day. And then same strategy Monday. Load your carbs early in the day. Show up relatively fasted. Allow that cortisol response to come up and be ready to crush again. And then once again on the tail end of Monday, make sure you are doubling up your carbohydrate intake post. Shut off that sympathetic nervous system response and do all the fucking parasympathetic inputs, man. This is one where just carbohydrate is not enough. Make sure you're getting enough sleep, you know, do some breath work, do some body work, do some mobility, do some really light movement, move that lactate. This is one you really got to recover from. I remember in 2017, I predicted it was going to be sneaky hard. It was going to fuck some CNSs up, and it did. I think if I recall correctly, the next week was like the bar muscle up workout. And that was pretty gross. And a lot of people didn't perform as well as they thought they could. And I think there was a lot of CNS hangover. So yeah, I think that's what it comes down to, man. I think get your carbs in, make sure you're fueled, make sure glycogen stores are topped out. If you know you're in a good hormonal place, allow cortisol to fuel you a little bit. Make sure you fucking recover, because I promise having a CNS that's destroyed going into next week, which we know there's going to be a strength limiter, not a good idea. You need to make sure this is one that you recover from. So as always, man, I keep it super simple. From food perspective, make sure that you're not choosing new foods. Make sure you're not choosing foods that are going to be inflammatory to you. Like I said, your back is already prone to blowing up. So make sure you're using foods that you know work well with your gut, that you know are not going to leave you with an inflammatory response in the morning. Make sure your hydration levels are adequate. That goes without saying. Every single week in the open, we know 1% dehydration, minimum 10% performance decrement. That's just stupid because you didn't pick up the bottle of water. And then supplementation wise, don't change it. I get this every week. Should I try sodium bicarb? Should I try beta alanine? Like, no, you shouldn't fucking try anything.
Yeah, sodium bicarb will go real well.
Yeah, dude, I remember it was like a hot thing like 4 or 5 years ago. Everyone's like, should I try sodium bicarb? Should I try beets? No, like you shouldn't. And so if you haven't tried them in training, now is not the time for you to try them. Not saying that there's not potential effects. That's not what I'm disputing here. I'm saying that now in the open, in game time, like, that would be like Tom Brady showing up on Super Bowl night being like, yo, should I have sodium bicarb? Like, I don't know, motherfucker. You made it this far. I'm pretty sure you should stick with what got you here, right? You're not Tom Brady. You're not playing the Super Bowl, but at the end of the day, similar parallels. Yeah, man, that's simple. We covered overall intake. We covered timing. We covered hydration. We covered supplementation, the 4 cornerstones of a prescription. Guys, I haven't done this for time, so hopefully I did okay. Hopefully this helps. I hope you guys crush it. Like I really do. I'll probably give it a go because I'm crazy and I just like to do stupid shit. So I probably will give it a go at some point, and I hope I die just like I did 4 years ago. Just because I guess that's, I don't know. I love the suffering every now and then. So, guys, I hope this helps. Wherever you're watching this on YouTube, if you're watching on Facebook, whatever group you're in, guys, just leave a comment below. If you have questions, just tag me. At Jason, so that I know that there's a comment. I'm happy to help any of you through this. Again, I'm not coaching anybody in CrossFit this year. I don't have any athletes competing, so I am here to help as many humans as possible. That's what we do. Army of Impact. So again, I hope this helps, guys. Good luck. Go push. Leave nothing in the tank. You only got a week and a half left, so leave it on the line and go do the damn thing. Good luck, everybody. Take care.